Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching the Today I Found Out YouTube channel, and in the video today we're looking at the truth about mice and whether they actually like cheese. Myth. Mice love cheese and it makes great bait for mousetraps. In fact, as any pest exterminator or pet shop owner knows, mice don't really like cheese at all, and they'll even actively shy away from certain types of cheese. They have a very sensitive sense of smell, and certain cheeses give off odors that are repulsive to many types of mice. According to Dr. David Holmes of Manchester Metropolitan University, who recently did a study on whether mice liked cheese or not, while if hungry enough, mice will pretty much eat anything, even nibble on you, cardboard, whatever, most types of mice strongly prefer grains, fruits, and sweet things. Basically, they like to eat whatever they've been accustomed to eating since before humans started making cheese around 10,000 years ago. So how did the myth that mice like cheese get started? Well, nobody knows. It's been around for a very long time, even being mentioned by the philosopher Seneca about 2,000 years ago, stating, "Mouse is a syllable. Now a mouse eats its cheese, therefore a syllable eats cheese. Without a doubt I must beware, or someday I shall be catching syllables in a mousetrap, or if I grow careless, a book may devour my cheese. Unless perhaps the following syllogism is shrewder still. Mouse is a syllable. Now a syllable does not eat cheese, therefore a mouse does not eat cheese." That's from Seneca's letters. The leading theory as to the origin of the mouse-cheese myth, which isn't based on any actual evidence, is that it probably had to do with people thousands of years ago mostly stocking grains, highly salted meats, and cheese as their foodstuffs that they kept on hand. The grains and meats were commonly stored in such a way as to keep vermin away. On the other hand, cheese that needs to breathe perhaps was not so securely stored. Inevitably, a mouse that is hungry enough will eat the cheese, leaving little teeth marks, leading people to think that mice seek out cheese. But again, this theory is pure speculation, and it seems odd that people who would actively protect grains and meats from vermin would start thinking from this that the vermin preferred the thing they weren't actively protecting. So, needless to say, I personally find the next theory much more plausible, though who knows really. Dr. Holmes suggests that the myth may have arisen from some ancient legend or other, as mice frequently popped up in various ancient mythologies. He didn't specifically offer any suggestions on what myth this may have been from, but after a little digging, I found one potential connection, albeit a bit tenuous. White mice were often kept under the altars in Apollo's temples in ancient Greece. Apollo himself was often referred to as Apollo Smintheus, meaning Apollo the mouse. One of Apollo's children, Aristeus, in ancient Greek mythology, is credited with teaching mankind to make cheese, which he learned from the myrtle nymphs. So perhaps the connection between mice and cheese stemmed from some sub-legend in there, or some artist's depiction of Apollo and Aristeus, which included mice and cheese in the painting. Again, nobody really knows, but it's always fun to speculate. As to why this myth seems to only grow stronger with time, Dr. Holmes notes, "Cartoonists like to draw little segments of cheese with holes in them and little mice faces poking out of them. They will admit this and say quite simply it's a really good image, and it's the kind of image we will continue to use even though we know mice don't like cheese." So it's possible even early artists included this imagery in paintings simply because it makes a really good image. Whatever the origin, given that mice aren't overly fond of cheese, it doesn't exactly make the most effective bait in a mousetrap, and it also has the side hazard of accidentally injuring your cat if you have one, given that many house cats love cheese. So if cheese isn't an effective bait for mousetraps, what is? Turns out mice go crazy for peanut butter. They also like chocolate, the sweeter the better, so one would think from this that Reese's peanut butter cups might be a good bait. At the same time, it seems a shame to let such delicious goodness be wasted on mice, though depending on trap type it may be their last meal, so you might as well give them a good little taste before the snap. Or, just use humane traps. Stephen Turner, the managing director of the largest mousetrap distributor in Europe, Pest Control Shop, also noted that inner-city mice who've become very accustomed to surviving on fast food scraps love McDonald's hamburgers, bits of bun and all. Procter Rodent Control, on the other hand, besides recommending peanut butter for mousetraps, also states that Maltesers work phenomenally well. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please do give us a like below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, over there on the right are a couple of other videos you might enjoy if you enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching.